Hello, hunters. Welcome to your weekly social emotional learning lesson. This week, we're going to be talking about the stop skill, which is a strategy that you can use to help yourself get unstuck in times when you feel yourself overwhelmed by negative thoughts or consumed in overthinking. So, before we get started, these next few slides are just reminders that we go through every week about why we do these SEL lessons. So, SEL, or social emotional learning, helps support your mental health by teaching you skills and coping strategies that you can use to manage emotions across different settings, whether it's in the classroom or at home or at sports practice or at your job or just hanging out with friends. Being able to manage your emotions supports your mental health by helping you to make wise decisions that don't make situations worse or add stress, and they help you to be effective in your relationships with others so that you can build healthy relationships that support your goals. So when you're doing these social emotional learning lessons, we ask you to bring your SOAR behaviors with you. And what this means in SEL lessons, regardless of how we're doing them, whether it's a classroom discussion or it's a video quiz like it is this week, hunters should be present and accepting to all, willing to try new things even when it feels uncomfortable. Be honest with yourself and with others, such as your teachers and classmates, and always give 100%, including in these SEL lessons. And during these times, also show respect. Be empathetic and kind to everyone, and your responses, whether they're verbal responses on a discussion board, in the exit tickets at the end of lessons, or in classroom discussions. And the learning target and goal for this particular lesson, again, you're going to be learning the stop skill that will help you when you get stuck in overthinking or when your thoughts feel overwhelmed. How you will know you have learned it is when you'll be able to identify a situation, either current or past, or a situation that you can anticipate happening in the future. But you'll be able to identify that situation in which your thoughts become clouded by those overwhelming thoughts, or you get stuck in overthinking patterns, and you can identify how to apply that stop skill in order to get yourself unstuck. So, to start off our lesson, we're going to watch a brief video that will just put some context behind what we're talking about with the stop skill.
Take a moment to imagine a bright blue sky stretching off into the distance. Feels pretty good, right? This is a perfect metaphor for the mind, a blank canvas on which thoughts, feelings, and experiences appear. Okay, so maybe there are just a few clouds, but they tend not to bother us or distract us too much, especially if they're the cute little fluffy variety. This is how the mind appears when it's calm, bright, serene, and happy. But life isn't always easy. Sometimes there are a lot more clouds in the sky. Sometimes it might be the dark and stormy variety. Occasionally, we might even begin to wonder if a hurricane's on the way. It gets to the point that it's hard to think of anything else. In fact, sometimes we get so obsessed by the clouds that we forget about the blue sky altogether. But it's still there. Every time you're in a plane and you fly through the clouds, there it is, right? Without fail, blue sky. It's easy to forget that what we're looking for is already here. And that's why we need reminding.
Now, the stop skill is one strategy that you can use to help remind yourself of that blue sky when you feel yourself overwhelmed by those black storm clouds or stuck in overthinking patterns. The STOP skill is an acronym for 4 specific steps. 1, stop. 2, take a deep breath. 3, observe. And 4, proceed with a plan. So the first thing that you are going to do when you're starting to feel overwhelmed or you recognize that you are feeling overwhelmed is to physically stop what you're doing. You're going to stop talking If you're standing, you're going to sit down. If you're sitting down, it's helpful to stand up. Take a break from what you're doing and walk away. Get out of the room. Go to a completely different location. Just think, when you think stop, the first thing you're going to do is physically stop. Now that you have physically removed yourself from the situation, the next thing you're going to do is to take a deep breath. Earlier in the school year, we learned and practiced several different breathing strategies: square breathing, finger breathing, star breathing. Any of those strategies you can use right now in this moment. The purpose of those strategies is to focus your attention fully on your breathing for a few minutes. Just close your eyes and just picture yourself as you're breathing in and out. Picture the air coming in through your nose, traveling down to your belly, sitting in your belly, in your diaphragm for a few moments, and then picture your body exhaling the air out through your mouth. Do this 3 or 4 times and just focus on the air of that breath. This will help your body to relax and your thoughts and your mind to slow down. Once you have that calm and relaxed mind and body, the next thing you're going to do is observe what is going on in the situation. And observing is noticing or paying attention on purpose to what you are experiencing, both what's going on around you and what's going on inside your mind and body. And observing, it's important. Again, you're just noticing. You're not labeling. You're not attaching words like good or bad or right or wrong. You're not judging. You're just sticking to the facts. You are just noticing what's happening and describing what you see or what you're experiencing. So some of the things that you're going to notice are, what thoughts are you having? And again, you're not judging, you're not labeling. Nothing is right or wrong. It's just what is while you're observing. So are you having thoughts in the situation about blaming others or blaming yourself? Are you having thoughts about what should or shouldn't be happening, or what you should or shouldn't be doing? Are you having thoughts that the worst possible outcome is going to happen? Just notice what thoughts you're having in that moment, or what thoughts you seem to be stuck on. And it may be helpful to write them down to get them out of your head. And then you're going to use your 5 senses. This is the last bullet point on the slide, but you're going to use your 5 senses to take in information about the situation from outside of your body. And then you're going to use that information along with noticing what's going on inside, what emotions or physical sensations you're having, such as are you feeling sad? Are you feeling tightness in your chest because you're angry? Are you feeling tired? Do you have an upset stomach? Again, just use your 5 senses: the sight, sound, taste, touch, smell, and those emotions and physical sensations. And then you're able to answer the second bullet point on here. What are you reacting to? Notice what's going on, and then notice which of those things, either sensory information from outside or the emotions or physical sensations from inside, what is causing you to react in that situation. And then you also want to look at how others are reacting to you. Again, no labeling, no judgment. Just notice how other people are reacting to you in this moment. Are they leaving you alone? Are they coming up to you and asking you questions? Are they giving you directions? What's going on as you're consumed or feel overwhelmed by those negative thought clouds, or you're stuck in the overthinking patterns? How are other people responding to that? And then also memories. Notice if there are any memories that are coming up for you. Is the current situation reminding you of something that's happened in the past? And then once you collect all of that information by non-judgmentally noticing or observing what is happening, you can create a plan and then proceed with that plan. And the goal of the plan is to be mindful or intentional in what you do next, and making sure that the plan that you choose to proceed with is helping you in this moment and not making things worse, and also maintaining respect for yourself and for others. So, an example of a plan. Let's say that you are stuck in overthinking or feeling overwhelmed by negative thoughts about a homework assignment that was due yesterday, but you haven't even started on yet. So some of those negative or overwhelming thoughts or overthinking may be overthinking thoughts, maybe my teacher's going to be mad at me. My teacher's never going to trust me again. I'm going to get a 0 on this assignment. I'm going to fail this class. I'm never going to be able to dig out of this hole. It doesn't matter if I try anyhow because it's going to be all wrong. You can see how those negative thoughts quickly spiral into a pattern. So after you remove yourself from the situation, you take a deep breath, you've relaxed and calmed your mind and body, collected information by observing what's going on, you're ready to make a plan. And the plan, some of the options that you have is you could just not do the assignment. But is that going to make things worse, or is that going to help you out in this moment? A plan could also be more helpful steps that you could take are emailing the teacher and acknowledging that it's late, apologizing, and then asking for a couple of days to get it done. Or you could just decide to do it, sit down, get it done. Or maybe it's more helpful for you to break down the assignment in steps and say, from this time to this time, I'm going to work on this part of the assignment. And then later this afternoon, I'm going to finish it. Like, you want to weigh out your options, figure out which step is going to be most helpful to you right now, and then mindfully or intentionally with purpose, choose that action, that plan, and then go for it. Move forward. Now that you've come to the end of this video quiz, you're going to first answer the very last question, which is at the very end of this video. And then you are going to move forward in this week's module and click on the link for the lesson exit ticket. Once you finish the video quiz and you finish the lesson exit ticket, you will be done with the STOP skill and you'll be done with the SEL lesson for this week. Thank you, hunters. Have a great week.